Hi, welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about our friend the K battery. This is the K battery. You can see it's very uniquely shaped. It was either a 4.5 volt like this one using regular batteries, or it came in a 4 volt version like this one, and this guy used mercury batteries. This one in particular was made by Mallory. I have one from Everready, and this was actually Kodak branded. See, it's a size K, 4.5 volts. So this battery was used in one of the 126 Instamatics, the X30, and that was to work its little electronic eye there for the shutter. And you can find the K right here in the door actually, and it made contact here with its negative and positive connections. You pop that guy out. This one is another Everready branded one. And you can see there's some corrosion there on the positive contact. It was also used in your 110 cameras. So this is a 130, 140, a 150. This was used in a lot of these 110 cameras. In some cases it was used for the electronic eye and the shutter as the 150. It was used for the electronic eye for the 30 and the 40. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take one of these batteries and we're going to see if we can rebuild it. I'll show you what's inside one that I've already opened. It has 3 button-sized batteries. And these are placed in flat. Some of them are all at an angle. So when we open up a couple more of these, we'll see what we get. You can actually buy the LR44 battery. It's a 1.5 volt. So 3 of those is where we get that 4.5 volts. And if you take a look, I don't know if you can see, but it actually says LR44 right on that button cell. It has some kind of little shrink wrap around it to shield the positive and negative sides of the battery, because the positive side actually wraps around, and then just the button on the end is the negative side. So what we're going to do is take this little guy apart, and we're going to see if we can build a new one. Some of these actually still have a charge to them. We'll give them all a test here. This guy's pretty good. He has 3 volts left out of the 4.5, so we're not going to take him apart. I think this Kodak one also is actually a good battery. It's almost 4.5. It's 4.13 volts. So this guy actually, when I put him into the cameras, we actually get some lights and action out of them. See the little light in the viewfinder there? I'm going to press it over there on the left. Do you see that? Alright. So we are not going to take apart our good ones just for fun. I'll show you, these other ones are like completely dead. This guy actually came in negative. Nice. Nothing out of this guy. Nothing out of that guy. And 0.23 volts. So these guys are going to be our donors, and my Kodak one that I've already taken apart, that's at 0.53. So we'll use some of these to get them disassembled, and I'll keep my good ones apart, and we'll see what's inside these guys. First thing I'm going to do is put down some cardboard so I don't cut my nice surface that I use. Alright, let's take this guy apart first. What I usually do is, so right here is a connection, and it will split right down the middle. Split the back, and then split down the middle here. As with the Kodak one, its split actually goes back up here, so the negative connector actually makes that split. So we'll see how these other ones come apart when I start taking them apart. Okay, well, I'll get to work on this, and you guys get to watch. Got a little progress there. Yep. I think we got a crack. Alright, just a little bit more. The back is pretty thick on these, so it takes a little bit extra. Let's see if we can get them apart. And there you go. This guy uses a little bit bigger batteries. See, we've already got him mostly apart. You can see the little plate here that makes the contact. See if I can slide it back in there so you can see. So it's basically two halves of these plastic pieces that are sandwiched together. This guy has these little pieces of plastic to keep the connectors apart. And there it is. So, got that guy apart. Let's see if we can get them back together. As you can see, it takes just a little bit of time to get these guys taken apart. The batteries will come out, and they are all spot welded together. Don't know if I can get this guy off. Let me go ahead and see if I can heat up my soldering iron and see if we can get that little piece off there. Alright, we'll be right back. Okay, we're back with the soldering iron. Let's see if it will loosen this up. I don't know if it will or not. Probably not, because these look like they're electrically welded. Alright, so that won't do it. So what we can do is we will use our razor blade and we will just cut that off of there. Get this little ring off. Let's see if we can get in here and get this guy pried off. Try not to go towards my fingers. Let's try to pluck them off. Here we go. Got him off. And now we have the negative side, which has this little band. Flatten that out a bit. So there's our negative side. And our positive side is here on this little plate that you can see is welded onto the bottom of this battery. So we'll just pop him off of there. So these are our old batteries. You can see that they are corroded and gross. So we'll go ahead and we'll dispose of these guys properly. And we'll be back for the next step. So this guy, this Kodak battery, has this little button on top, which is real nice. Not quite as, this one isn't quite as big. So we may need to play around with that, but I think we can still make it work. I think this is a good setup for us with our new batteries. So I'll use this kind of as our guide for how we're going to do this. We'll be using our LR44 batteries. So I'll go ahead and get 3 of those out. Right, so we have 3 of these little LR44 batteries. Each one is 1.5 volts. You can see the positive side wraps around, and then just the button on the end is the negative side. We're going to try to duplicate this with a bit of shrink wrap. So let's see if we have a good fit first. Oh, look at that. Fits right in there. Okay, so let me cut off a piece of this. See if we can get them the right size. Okay, if this works, I'll mark my shrink wrap. go. So we'll know. All right, so we'll get our battery in here. See if we can get them in there flat. All right, now when I shrink this guy up, it should cover that and a little bit at the bottom. So let's get that going. All right, so look at that. We have the negative side here, the positive side, and our sides are all sealed up. So very similar to what we have here in our example K battery. And this guy will go positive side up, so he'll live right in here. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing to the other two batteries. We'll get them all wrapped up. All right, we got two. One more to go. Okay, so this last guy, his hole's a little bit small, so we're going to make that a little bit bigger. Okay, made that a little bit bigger, just so we can get in there a little bit better. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, let's try to do a little test fit here. Have one positive side up, one negative side up, and the last one positive side up. Looks like we can fit in there no problem. And this guy will end up being bent down. For our end plate. Let's see if we get him in there first. What I might end up doing is putting a bit of super glue on there, depending on how I have to get this guy back in, because it kind of just floats there. Okay, well, we'll definitely have to do that fitting at the end. But the wire that we'll be using will allow us a little bit of flexibility when we get there. Okay, so we know the batteries fit in there. We have our little plate for our positive contact, and we have our plate here for our negative contact. And that guy will end up connecting to our negative side here. And then our battery will fit back together like that, and we'll have a new K battery. Alright, so first thing I want to do is get our 3 batteries soldered in line with each other. So we'll do the same thing we did here with this one, where the positive of this end battery connects to the negative of the next battery. So I'm going to move this stuff aside. And we're going to pull out our little setup here. Positive side up. Negative side up. Alright, so we'll get these guys right up close to each other. Then we're going to use a bit of speaker wire. Okay, we're going to strip the speaker wire. Let me get this. Strip them. And what we end up with is all of this little thin copper wire. It's just what we want. And we're going to pick out 5 of these guys, and we'll twist them together. Let's see, I'm just going to twist these guys together. And that'll be our connection between these 2 batteries. Make one more. There's 3. Okay, so I got 5 more of these little wires. And I'm going to twist these guys together now too. Okay, let me clean this up. And now what we're left with is 2 thin little wires, and we're going to trim the ends. To the size that we need. It's about right. Trim the little excess off this guy. Okay, set those there. Clean up my bits. Okay, so first thing we want to do is get a little dab of flux. Don't need too much, just a little bit. Right. And let me go and get the solder iron turned back on. Okay, we're back. With flux there, I made 2 more wires because I realized I'll need 4 in total. What we're going to do first is get some solder. Our solder iron. Get it down here. Go. Got our little beads down. Clean up the excess. Okay. Now we're going to get our wire. Let's see if our beads are in there. Alright. And that one is. These guys are kind of loose. Let's see what we do when we get that wire in there. Well, there's our first one. Let's see if we can get these guys to stick. Alright. See how we did. Still a little hot. Put a touch. I'll let that cool off for a minute. And we will get our next battery in line. So the next one, you can see this is the first connection we made, the positive to the negative. And now we're going to do the positive to the negative for the second battery. Alright. So we'll get this guy in here. And we'll get our next battery in here. Try to get those guys lined up good. Put some of our flux on there. And I probably should have roughed these batteries up. That's probably why that last one had the bead of solder just rolling around on there. So, alright, let's start with this guy. Alright, so we got a couple beads there. We will get our wire. Let me get it with my tweezers again. And we'll get this first one. Alright, we got the first one attached. Let's arrange these guys the right way here. Alright, let's see if we can get this second bead on there. Alright, let's see. And there we are. We have our 3 batteries in line. You can see we have positive to the negative, and then the positive to the negative on this side too. Alright, so we're going to let those guys cool off for a minute, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, now that our batteries are all soldered together in series, we're going to do a test fit. So with this one, we'll have the positive up towards the top of this curve, so it's going to kind of look like this. Alright, so that'll be like this. You'll see our little batteries fit inside there. They're a little snug. And this part would then go on top here. And I'm going to shave these little tabs off because it looks like those are going to be in my way and cause us some problems. So we'll get our razor and we're just going to shave these guys off. Okay, let's give it another try. Alright, I still need to carve out some more. So I will be right back. Okay, we're back. I took a Dremel tool and got that carved out a little bit so we get a little bit more space. And let's try our test fit now. All pieces in there. And there's our K battery put back together with some new batteries inside. So we'll get working on the final two connections and get her closed back up, and we'll see what we got. Oh, let's test the voltage while we're at it and see where we're at. Let's put this on here. 4.41, so we're right in that range. 4.5, so pretty close. Okay, now what we need to do is connect this negative to this terminal so it connects here, and then we'll connect the positive to this little plate, which is this guy here. That'll be fun. So let's do the positive plate first. Tool back. And we're going to want it to sit here. So I'll take my other arm here. Switch them. All right, let's get some flux on there. We got it. There's our little top plate. So we'll let him cool off and then we will try to fit that all inside. Okay, it's cool enough to handle now. Cooler. See if we can get this guy all fit together. Not perfect. I got him back in there. Let's see if he fits in one of these cameras before we go any further. Fits in. A little bit of a tight fit, but fits. Okay, let's go on to the final step and we'll connect the negative terminal here to this last final battery. Alright, I'm gonna rough him up a little bit. That way I make sure everything sticks on him. Alright. So what we'll do is we'll get a bit of solder on him because we want this guy to end up here. Okay. Put a little bit of flux. Get our solder ready. All right, so we got a bit of solder on there. Last thing we're gonna do is get this little guy on. I'm gonna spin this around, give me a better view. Okay, we got that last bit on. May not be pretty, but it's on there. Get him cleaned up a little bit. All right, we need a little bit more. Okay, got him in. Get these guys in. Squeeze them all together. And we'll see if we get ourselves a K battery. Okay, before we glue them back together, we're going to see what our voltage is. .83. That's disappointing. Let's see what could be the problem. Let's see if we get 4.5 volts out of this. Alright, so we're getting about the same as we were before. It's that last connection that we need to work on. Okay. Bring our hands back in. Let's try it from the other way. Let's try our connection while we have it in. Well, that didn't work, guys. Let's see what our battery's telling us right now. .4 watt. I don't know, maybe I heated them up too much. And that's what they don't like. Got this one on. I just, for the life of me, could not get the other one on. haven't given up yet. Okay, got them fit in there. What I'm gonna do is cut this guy off a little bit. There we go. And I'm gonna use a piece of my wire that I had. We'll see if we can make that work. Take this out. And get our tweezers. Alright, so now we got a little piece of our wire. It looks like I need a new tip for my soldering iron. Okay. Get this guy squeezed in here. Alright, now what we can do is get this guy soldered onto that. So if I need to dig out a little hole here. So I melted it a little bit. Alright, let's see if we can get this guy together. Alright, got them all together. Solder this little piece here. Alright, let's test and see what we got. Look at that, 4.27. All right, last step is we are going to glue this guy back together and test him in our camera. So I'll be right back. All right, we're back with some lactate super glue. And we're gonna go down the edges here. And what we're gonna do is use a pair of vice grips here. And we're just gonna get this cinched up. Q-tip for a toothpick. Smooth out our edges. This excess, put it down in here. Alright, we're gonna let this guy dry, and we'll come back and we'll give him a test in our cameras. Okay, we have let our glue dry, so let's take it out of our clamp, and there's our new K battery. It's not pretty, but I got it put back together. Let's test its voltage here. Looks like we got what we need out of it here. 4.33. Let's put it into one of our cameras that has a battery tester light. See, it goes in there. I think. Looks like it's gonna be a tight fit, so maybe I need to shave them up a little bit. So we'll get our razor blade out. Maybe we'll clamp them down a little bit too. Clean this up a little bit. Clamp him down a bit. Alright, let's test our voltage again, see if we're still good. Hope we are. We are. Okay, now let's see if we can get them in here all the way. Okay, we got them in. Let's do our little battery check. And we're lighting up. Doesn't stay lit, but I think that's how these are made. Let's use this. Yeah, that pops on. All right. See this little LED lights? Let's see if the shutter opens. Yep. All right, well there you have it. This was my first attempt at rebuilding the K battery. We used the 3 little LR44 batteries, 1.5 volts. It was tough to get done, but we did it. And now, instead of a dead K battery, we have a new battery with the 4.5 volts that we need, almost 4.5. So I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, please like and subscribe. It helps our channel. And until next time, have a great day.